Right, welcome back to my video of making my little table. In this section I'm going to show how I put the grooves in the legs using this slot cutter and router table. This is only a cheap thing. I think I got it from Aldi, but it serves its purpose. And what I do, I've got a cheap router in here, and I always leave this slot cutter in because it's always handy. I've got other router tables set up with other things, but it's much easier to have it already set up, and then when you need to use it, it's there. You haven't got to spend ages. All it means is just adjusting the cutter. I roughly marked on the wood, you see some green chalk marks there, to show where the slots are going to be, because it's best to do that, because otherwise when you're doing it you'll forget and put it in the wrong position because it's not central. You'll notice I've got a stop block here. This is so that I can just push it over and then it will finish the cut at the right point. I don't want to go too far. I'm going to turn this thing on in a minute, and it is really noisy. It's a horrible thing to use. It vibrates like hell. I hate using it, but it does the job. One thing to make certain when you're using something like this, always put your goggles on. You've only got one pair of eyes, you can't replace them, and chips do fly out sometimes. Always put your goggles on. I'm going to do that now. And headphones, because to protect your ears, because like I said, they're very noisy. These you won't be able to hear much I say once I switch it on, because it's deafening and it vibrates like hell. I hate doing it. So what I'll do, I'll just get on with it and show you doing the legs on one side, and then the next stage is to swap it over and do the other side. So I'll put my headphones on and see how we get on. See suction, take the shaving away through the back. Take these damn headphones off, I can't hear myself think. That's the one side done. Now what I've got to do is to swap this around to the other side and then do the cut on the other side of the leg. So I'll just stop the camera for a minute while I set it up. Right, I've done the grooves. I didn't bother showing you the other side because it's a horrible noisy thing, and it's just the same except you do it the other way around. So I've done the groove on both sides of the leg now, and the next stage is to run them over. They're a bit rough. I'm going to run them over the belt sander and smooth them down and take these hairy bits off, and before I get on with the assembly. But what I want to do before I do that, I'm going to take the camera off the tripod in a moment and just show you my belt sander, because a few things I've done to it that might be useful to some people. I'll just stop the camera a minute. This is just one of those bog standard 9-inch disc, 6-inch wide belt sanding machine. I mean, they're sold under many different guises. I think this one was made by a company called New Tool. I've had it for donkey's years. What I've done, in actual fact, because they generate a huge amount of dust, you need some sort of extraction. But what I've done, I've got a cupboard. I built this cupboard, and it's only a rough old thing, and underneath in the cupboard I've actually got a Hoover Constellation vacuum cleaner, which comes up through, the hose comes up through a box. I don't know if you can see it. I'll move down here a bit. Sorry if it's a bit shaky because I'm not on the tripod. I've got a little control lever here, which you can see says belt and disc. It's a bit weather worn now because I've been using it for donkey's years, but basically I've built a little wooden box in there with a valve, which is sealed with felt and things, and all it does, the vacuum cleaner goes in the one side, and there's two holes and then two pipes here that are connected to it, and then this little lever merely switches it from one to the other. Obviously, oops, I dropped the camera then. Obviously this one goes to the disc sander, and this one comes round the back here. Oops. And that just fits onto this contraption here, which collects from the belt. All I've done, I've just made a sort of a wooden box here. This contraption here, this wooden box collects the dust, and it goes down through there and out through the back there. And basically that's it. It's not a bad machine. But you do need some form of dust extraction. I've connected it up. You've got a twin socket there. One for the one goes to the no volt cut-off switch up here for safety, and the vacuum cleaner underneath and the unit itself are all controlled by that one switch. Anyway, what I'm going to do, I'm going to put the camera back on the tripod so I can talk again properly, and I'll show you how it works. Back again. Before I do any actual sanding, I'm just going to clean the belt off, because I don't know, some people may not realise this. You can buy special sticks like this that will clean the rubbish off. I'll just switch on and you'll see what's happening. Just rub it over the disc. You can see it makes it quite clean. We do the same on the disc, not the valve. And you can see it's got a lot of the rubbish off. You can actually do it with a bit of hose pipe. It does almost the same job, but those are proper sticks to do it with. Right, I'm now going to have a go at sanding one of the legs down just to show how it's done. I'm going to put my headphones on because it's a bit noisy, so I'll probably sound a bit weird. Well, shall I say weirder than normal?